Your Honda won't start. You've tried everything. Turn the key. Nothing. Press the start button. Dead. You call a mechanic. He charges you $150 just to show up and tell you the battery is dead. Then he charges you another $100 to jump-start it. $250 for something you could have done yourself in 10 minutes. But here's the thing. Sometimes a simple jump-start doesn't work. Your battery is completely dead, or your alternator isn't charging, or your starter is failing. In those situations, most people assume their engine is toast. They call for a tow. They resign themselves to a $500 plus repair bill. But there are emergency restart methods that Honda techs use that most owners have never heard of. I've been a Honda technician for over 15 years, and I've restarted countless dead Hondas using tricks that aren't in the owner's manual. Some of these methods are unconventional, some are old school, but they work when nothing else does. Today, I'm exposing 7 emergency Honda restart methods that'll get your engine running when everything else has failed. No mechanic needed, no expensive tow, just knowledge and a little bit of effort. Method number 5 seems dangerous, but it actually works and I've used it dozens of times. Let's get started. Method 1. The proper jump start sequence. Most people do it wrong. Most people jump start a Honda incorrectly, which is why it sometimes doesn't work. Here's the right way to do it. Step 1. Position both cars close enough that jumper cables reach both batteries. Engines off in both vehicles. Step 2. Identify the positive and negative terminals on both batteries. Positive is marked with a red cap or plus symbol. Negative is marked with a black cap or minus symbol. Step 3. Connect one red cable clamp to the positive terminal of the dead battery, your Honda. Step 4. Connect the other red cable clamp to the positive terminal of the good battery, the donor car. Step 5. Connect one black cable clamp to the negative terminal of the good battery. Step 6. Connect the other black cable clamp to an unpainted metal surface on your Honda engine, not the negative battery terminal. This last step is critical. Connecting to an unpainted metal surface, like the engine block or frame, prevents sparks from igniting hydrogen gas that forms around the battery. Step 7. Start the donor car and let it run for 2 to 3 minutes. Step 8. Start your Honda. Step 9. Once running, wait 5 minutes before disconnecting cables. Step 10. Disconnect in reverse order. Black clamp from your Honda, black clamp from donor car, red clamp from donor car, red clamp from your Honda. Key mistakes most people make. Connecting the negative clamp to the negative terminal of a dead battery can cause an explosion if there's hydrogen gas present. Not waiting long enough before starting. Give the good battery time to charge the dead battery. Disconnecting cables too quickly. Let the engine run a few minutes after jumping to recharge your battery. If your jump start still doesn't work after doing it correctly, move to Method 2. Method 2. The battery cleaning method. Sometimes your Honda won't start because of corroded battery terminals. White, blue, or greenish crusty buildup on the battery post prevents electricity from flowing. Here's how to fix it. Step 1. Open the hood and locate your battery, usually driver's side of the engine bay. Step 2. Look at the battery terminals. If they're covered in crusty buildup, that's corrosion. Step 3. Disconnect both battery cables. Start with the negative cable, black, then the positive cable, red. Step 4. Mix baking soda and water to create a paste. Step 5. Use a wire brush to scrub the corroded terminals vigorously. Remove all the crusty buildup. Step 6. If the corrosion is really bad, dunk the terminal clamps in the baking soda paste and let them soak for 5 minutes. Step 7. Rinse everything with clean water and let it dry. Step 8. Reconnect the positive cable first, red, then the negative cable, black. Step 9. Try starting your Honda. Often, this alone fixes a no-start condition. The corrosion was blocking the electrical connection. I've had customers who couldn't start their car for weeks. A simple terminal cleaning brought it back to life. If this doesn't work, move to Method 3. If you want to take your Honda maintenance to the next level and keep it running strong past 500,000 miles, I've put together a complete maintenance blueprint just for Honda owners. It covers every fluid change, every inspection interval, and every trick to maximize your engine's lifespan. Click the link in the description to get your copy of the 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint for Honda. It's a game changer. Method 3. The push-start method, manual transmission only. This is an old-school method that works on manual transmission Hondas when the battery is weak but not completely dead. Warning: this only works on manual transmissions, not automatics. Here's how to do it safely. Step 1. Make sure you have clear space ahead of your car with no obstacles. Step 2. Turn on the ignition. Just to on, don't start. Step 3. Press the clutch pedal all the way to the floor. Step 4. Shift into second gear. Step 5. Release the parking brake and roll downhill, or have someone push the car forward. Step 6. Once the car is rolling at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, release the clutch pedal smoothly. Step 7. The engine will crank and hopefully start. Step 8. Once it starts, press the clutch back in immediately and let the engine idle. Why second gear? First gear can cause the wheels to lock up and skid. Second gear gives smoother, more controlled cranking. Why this works? You're using the car's momentum to turn the engine instead of relying on the starter motor and battery. Important safety notes. Do this in a safe area with no pedestrians or obstacles. Make sure you can control the car while it's rolling. Have someone experienced in manual transmissions do this, not a novice. Once the engine starts, drive immediately to a mechanic to charge your battery or diagnose the starter. Don't rely on this as a permanent solution. It's an emergency restart only. If you don't have a manual transmission, skip this method and move to Method 4. Method 4. The starter bypass method, advanced. This is a method experienced Honda owners use when they suspect a bad starter but their battery is still good. The starter is an electric motor that cranks the engine. If it fails, the engine won't turn over. Here's how to bypass a bad starter. Step 1. Locate your starter. On most Hondas, it's on the driver's side of the engine, low down near the transmission. Step 2. You'll see two cables connected to the starter. A large cable from the battery, and a thin wire from the ignition switch. Step 3. The thin wire is what the ignition switch triggers. You're going to bypass this. Step 4. With the battery disconnected, carefully scrape about 1/2 inch of insulation off the thin ignition wire. Step 5. Reconnect the battery. Step 6. Turn on the ignition to on, not start. Step 7. Touch the exposed wire to the large battery cable terminal on the starter. This completes the circuit and tells the starter to engage. Step 8. The engine should crank. As soon as it does, remove the wire. Once the engine is running, you have a temporary fix, but you must go to a mechanic immediately to replace the starter. Warnings: this is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. You can get shocked or cause a short circuit. Only do this if you're mechanically experienced. This is a temporary emergency restart, not a permanent solution. Your car won't start normally again until the starter is replaced. If you're not comfortable doing this, skip to Method 5. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Method 5. The bump start in an automatic, risky but works. Okay, this method seems crazy, but it actually works on automatic transmission Hondas in desperate situations. You're using gravity and momentum to crank the engine, similar to the push start on manuals. Here's how. Step 1. Make sure you have a long, clear downhill stretch with no obstacles or pedestrians. Step 2. Turn on the ignition to on. Step 3. Put the car in neutral. Step 4. Release the parking brake and let the car roll downhill, gaining speed. Step 5. Once you have momentum, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, shift into drive. Step 6. The engine should crank and hopefully start. Step 7. Once it starts, shift back to neutral immediately and let it idle. Why this works. The wheels turn the transmission, which turns the engine. You don't need the starter. Why it's risky. You have limited control while rolling in gear. The car can jerk, causing loss of control. This is absolutely an emergency-only method. Only do this if you're on a safe downhill road with no traffic. You're an experienced driver. You have no other options. The risk of loss of control is real, so be cautious. Once the engine starts, drive directly to a mechanic to diagnose why your starter isn't working. Method 6. The fuel system reset. Sometimes your Honda won't start because the fuel system has lost pressure. On fuel-injected Hondas, you need fuel pressure to start the engine. If the pump fails or pressure bleeds off, the engine won't fire. Here's how to reset the fuel system. Step 1. Turn the ignition to on without starting. Step 2. Listen for a brief humming sound from the fuel tank area. This is the fuel pump priming. Step 3. Wait 5 seconds, then turn the ignition off. Step 4. Repeat this cycle 3 times. On for 5 seconds, off. On for 5 seconds, off. On for 5 seconds, off. This primes the fuel system and builds pressure. Step 5. Now try to start the engine normally. Often, this alone will get your engine running if the issue is fuel pump pressure. Why this works. The fuel pump needs time to build pressure. If you jump straight to cranking, it might not have enough pressure to fire the engine. This is a simple, harmless method that takes 30 seconds and might save you a $500 plus fuel pump diagnosis fee. Method 7. The mechanic secret, the knock test. Here's a trick Honda mechanics use to diagnose a hard-to-start engine. Sometimes an engine won't start not because the battery or starter is dead, but because something is blocking the engine from turning over. Here's how to test it. Step 1. Disconnect the spark plugs or coils on newer models. This removes the compression that's fighting the starter. Step 2. Turn the ignition to start. The engine should crank easily without the spark plugs. Step 3. If it cranks, the battery and starter are fine. Reconnect the plugs. Step 4. If it still won't crank even without the plugs, you have a serious mechanical issue. Possible problems: locked up engine, damaged connecting rod, seized bearings. These require professional help. If it cranks without plugs but won't start with plugs connected, your problem is likely bad spark plugs. Replace them. Bad fuel pump. No fuel reaching the engine. Bad ignition coils. No spark. These are all fixable without a mechanic or at minimal cost. Prevention. How to never get stuck with a dead Honda. The best restart method is preventing the problem in the first place. Prevention. Step 1. Get your battery tested yearly. Most auto parts stores test batteries for free. If it's showing weakness, replace it before it dies. Prevention. Step 2. Keep your battery terminals clean. Check them every 6 months. Clean off any corrosion with baking soda and a wire brush. Prevention. Step 3. Don't leave lights or accessories on overnight. This drains your battery. Always double check that all lights are off before leaving your car. Prevention. Step 4. Drive regularly. A car that sits for weeks with no driving can develop a dead battery. Drive at least once a week. Prevention. Step 5. Check your alternator. Your alternator charges your battery while driving. If it's failing, your battery won't charge. Have it tested if you're noticing dim lights or weak starts. Prevention. Step 6. Inspect your starter monthly. Listen for clicking sounds when you turn the key. If you hear rapid clicking, your starter is failing. Replace it before it dies completely. When to call a professional. Some situations require a mechanic. Situation 1. Your Honda still won't start after trying all these methods. Situation 2. Your starter or alternator is clearly failing and needs replacement. Situation 3. You hear a metal-on-metal grinding when trying to start, engine damage. Situation 4. You're not mechanically confident and afraid of hurting yourself. These situations require professional diagnosis and repair. But for battery, corroded terminals, fuel pressure, or spark plug issues, these DIY methods can save you hundreds. Final thoughts. Your Honda won't start. It feels like a disaster. But before you panic and call a tow truck for $250 plus, try these emergency restart methods. Many of them take less than 10 minutes and cost nothing. A proper jump start, terminal cleaning, fuel system priming, a push start on a manual. One of these will likely get your engine running. Once it's running, drive directly to a mechanic to diagnose the root cause. But at least you're not stranded on the side of the road paying for a tow and a diagnostic fee. Knowledge is power, and these 7 methods give you the power to restart your Honda when everything else has failed. And if you're serious about keeping your Honda running strong for the long haul, don't forget to grab the 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It's packed with every maintenance interval, fluid change schedule, and insider tip you need to get maximum life out of your engine. The link's in the description, and it's specifically designed for Honda owners who want their cars to last forever. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.